Doom has always been about turning you into an unstoppable force of destruction, but Doom, The Dark Ages, is flipping that idea. It doesn't throw out what's come before, it reimagines it with a heavy medieval twist. Instead of slick sci-fi weapons and high-speed carnage, this game leans into brutal up-close combat, chunky armor, and a grim fantasy aesthetic. But make no mistake, it's still very much Doom to its very core. There are a lot of things to talk about, so here's everything you need to know about Doom, The Dark Ages. Set before the events of Doom 2016, the game drops Doomguy into a Dark Age-inspired dimension, though it's nowhere near historical. It's more like a metal, demon-infested fantasy world. Here, he's been enslaved by a mysterious religious faction floating in a metal sky fortress. They're scared of him, but can't bring themselves to get rid of their most effective demon-slaying weapon. So they drop him into trouble spots, like the world's angriest exterminator. The big gameplay shift in The Dark Ages is all about close quarters combat. Where previous Doom games were all about speed, strafing, and non-stop gunfire, this one allows you to slow down and stand your ground. Instead of dodging around every threat, you're encouraged to dig in, block incoming hits, and counter with well-timed parries. Trying to play it like the last couple of entries, staying mobile, and constantly circling enemies won't get you very far here. The rhythm is different, with fast-paced movement giving way to intense one-on-one clashes with bigger demons. Parrying is key to surviving. Most enemies have two kinds of attacks, one you can block and one you can parry. Time the parry right and you can open them up to massive counterattacks. Even with tougher enemies, a solid parry can be the difference between walking away unscathed and getting flattened. And if blocking and parrying isn't your thing, the game settings let you adjust the timing windows to make things more forgiving. Up close, the Slayer feels less like a blur of rage and more like a wrecking ball. Slow, heavy, but devastating when he connects. That doesn't mean the guns are gone, they're still very much part of the action. You've got the returning super shotgun, plus new tools like a flail and tossable shield that doubles as a spinning chainsaw. The guns now feel more like support tools, great for softening up packs of demons or breaking through armor so you can close in and finish the job. Some enemies even have armor you can overheat with sustained damage, allowing you to shatter it with a quick shield throw that sets off a mini explosion. It's deeply satisfying and gives the combat an added layer of strategy. One big change longtime fans will notice is the way glory kills are handled. They're still around, but not quite as frequent or flashy as before. Instead of elaborate finishers for every staggered enemy, a lot of them just go down with a punch or a kick. The more cinematic executions now seem to be saved for larger enemies and bosses. It's a bit of a letdown if you love the ridiculous variety of old glory kills, but the new combat flow still keeps things exciting. On top of all of that, The Dark Ages isn't afraid to go big and weird. One standout feature is the chance to pilot a towering mech called an Atlan. It's used to fight gigantic enemies that even Doomguy can't handle on foot. These sections are all about pure destruction, crushing demons underfoot and unloading massive weapons while dodging heavy attacks. The scale is huge and gives the game a wild change of pace. Then, there's the dragon. Yes, you ride a dragon. These flying sequences bring a whole new feel to Doom, blending fast-paced aerial combat with classic on-rails shooter vibes. Switching between grounded, parry-focused brawling, mech battles, and dragon riding might sound like a lot, and it is. But that variety gives the game a unique personality. Still, the changes help break up the pacing in a good way, adding wild action between more grounded Slayer sections. If you're worried that Doom The Dark Ages might be a bit too punishing or not intense enough, you're in luck. id Software has seriously expanded the difficulty customization options this time around. While you can still pick a classic preset like Aspiring Slayer on the low end or Nightmare on the high, there's now a full menu of sliders and toggles that let you fine-tune the experience to your exact taste. Want to take more damage, fight more aggressive demons, or parry with pixel-perfect timing? You can do that. Every major gameplay element is tweakable. You can adjust how forgiving the parry window is, how much damage you deal or receive, and how many enemies come at you at once. There's a game speed option that lets you crank up the chaos to 150% or slow things down to 50% for a more methodical experience. Enemies can be made more or less aggressive, and projectiles can fly slower or faster depending on how much pressure you want. Even pickups, health, armor, and ammo can be scaled, which changes how much of a lifeline each one gives you. This kind of flexibility doesn't just make Doom The Dark Ages more accessible, it opens the door to some wild experimentation. Either way, it's a smart addition that shows that it isn't just reworking Doom's combat, it's giving players more control over how they experience it. What's great is that even with all of these shifts, the game still looks and feels like Doom. You're still managing resources like health and armor, still rewarded for playing aggressively, and still encouraged to keep moving forward and destroying everything in sight. The weapons feel powerful, the hits are heavy, and gore is gloriously over the top. Doom The Dark Ages clearly isn't just another sequel with a new coat of paint. It's trying something different, mixing melee-focused combat with fantasy elements and cinematic set pieces, and somehow still fits right into the Doom universe. It's a risky move, but it shows id Software is more interested in pushing the franchise forward than playing it safe. The game is set to launch on May 15, and it's shaping up to be a bold, brutal twist on the Doom formula. Well, that's everything we know so far about Doom: The Dark Ages. Did we miss anything? Are there any features from past Doom games you're hoping to see make a comeback? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more gaming news, updates, and deep dives, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, this has been GameMate. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.